G'day subscribers and welcome to FJ Holden Jive Talking. You're with Jules Knight at the Nasco Bay Speed Shop. What I'd like to talk about today is the panel van, or in my case, the panel wagon, because mine's got the station wagon parts on the inside with the panel van outer shell. But having said that, panel vans are just utes with tops on them. Now, the highest number that I've seen as far as the panel vans go is 6616. So that's the largest or the biggest number that I've seen. So production went from 1953 till 1957. So they continued until the FE panel van was ready to be produced. Now, really, panel vans are utes with tops on them. So they've got three extra pieces. They've got the ute body themselves. They've got the tailgate anyway, but they've got these sides, both sides, and then they've got the turret. So that's an elongated turret to what they're used to. Now, the panel van is the worst handling of all three, of the ute, the sedan, and the van, because it has the longest turret. Therefore, it's got the highest center of gravity. It's most heavy on top. Now, in my case, my top tailgate's pretty rotten. You know, you can see some rust there in that left corner. In the right corner, you can see how this has been repaired from way back when. You know, she's pretty rusty. And along the top, that's just downright terrible. But in this case, you know, two hinges, and there's a stay on the inside. The back window was held together with a locking strip. So on the window part of it, if I just come back a little bit, you know, that's the outer rubber. So it's a two-piece rubber, the outer rubber, and then a little bit over here is the locking strip. So the locking strip is what holds it in place, and you should always, when you're putting a new one in, give it a little bit more length. But in this case, you have a T-piece for a handle here. I've taken it off as part of the getting ready for dismantling, and it's really the same door handle as a Tiltador, a B&D, Black & Decker Tiltador, except that it has that Tiltador has a longer shank on it, but you can amend them. Now, it's just got the stay that goes here. They've done some repair on mine whereby, you know, they've put a plate there and welded it onto the plate. And then it's got these little stays that latch it in place. But, you know, you can see on the sides here, we've got the latches that hold it into place. But then for the bottom part of it, it's pretty much like a ute. You've got an inner and outer for the tailgate skin. And on this particular example, they actually have water pipe as a rear bumper bar. And that's held through bolts here and here. And I'll show you that when I drop the tailgate. And they go through to underneath. But the problem is, because this is on, if you had a spare wheel in here, you actually can't open this. It goes as far as there and stops. So I'm going to get rid of the electrical and get rid of this because I don't want it. I've got bumperettes to go on the back here. But in this instance, you know, it's a pretty sturdy tailgate. The bottom, probably 3 inches. Could be replaced, but I'll just stick a new tailgate skin on it, and that will just do the job. In this case, it's pretty sturdy, and I'll work out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put a new cross member on here as well, because that one's got a bit of rot in it. But anyway, as far as the bottom tailgate is concerned, there's just a little latch on the inside here for those of you who've never had a ute. And down it comes, and you can see that this is in pretty good condition. It's got a little bit of rust there, so we'll cut that out, and the same on that side. But other than that, it's one of the better conditioned tailgates that I've seen, and it's got, you know, sliding rubbers either side, so that's great. But in this instance, just a cover plate so you can get to your mechanism. But here, this is the difference between a panel van and a ute. You have a rubber that goes all the way around the lower sides to create the seal. And that stops the exhaust gases going inside into the cabin. the carbon monoxide. And you can see the bolts that they had in this example here and here to hold that water pipe tow bar on, but I'll be getting rid of all of that. So that gives you a bit of an idea of the tailgates. Now to put a new tailgate on, this seal will have to come off, and for some particular reason I'm thinking there's 36 spot welds. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's the number that jumps into my head. But anyway, you need to undo all of the spot welds that are in here all the way along, and also, you know, wire wheel in here and see what there is. And then it's a case of getting a little small builder's wrecker and peeling it back like a can opener to take the top tailgate skin off, because you're going to be putting a new tailgate skin on anyway, so that really doesn't matter. So that's how the tailgate then goes on here, and you knock it over. So it's got a lip, so there's a little lip that's as big as that, and that'll knock over. Now with the panel van itself, the difference they have to a ute is in this little part here. So if let's try and get out of the sun, and I'll show you here. Now this piece, you can see how it's got probably a 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre cut. That is so that it can go up into this rear pillar right there. That's the reasoning of it. So it's for that pillar, and that's why it locks in and works so well. So from that perspective, that's how that locks into place. But with the actual tailgate itself, it's got what's called a crown. So having a crown in this panel here, what it means is going from the left to right, in the middle, it has a rise in it, and they do that with an English wheel. And then from the bottom to the top, that has a rise in it. So this point here is the highest point of that tailgate. It's not flat, it's not curved, it's curved two ways. So that's what they call a crown. And to close the top tailgate, it's a matter of just lifting it up and closing it down. Like anything else that's standard, it's you know, it's got some reflectors on it at the moment. We'll be putting the right GMH ones on there, getting rid of the indicators and putting the correct Stokes light on it. But generally speaking, it's a nice, tidy, straight van. I'm looking forward to having the rust out of it, putting the engine and gearbox back in, giving it a paint job, getting the brakes done, and just enjoying it. But anyway, folks, that just gives you a quick hit on the upper and lower tailgate on a panel van, and what you can have and how it all works and how it comes together. But don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, but more importantly, enjoy your Holden.